Business is all about profit. Nobody does business for social upliftment. That comes as a byproduct of profiteering. Businesses must always be profit and wealth oriented. Wealth generation must be at the core of any modern business. Energy and gas supply chains are an industry on their own. They are gigantic in nature. A mere pass ticket across one of many of the world's canals can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, just imagine the margin of profits which sellers and distributors of natural gas pocket with each shipment. It is these profits which are driving energy suppliers away from China towards Europe. Let me explain how. Hi and welcome. You are watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir, and in this video I will tell you how Europe has hijacked gas tankers meant for China. Let's begin. Europe is dangerously short on natural gas. The surge in prices has driven up inflation across the European Union. The EU has so far blamed Russia for orchestrating this gas crisis in Europe. Although gas supplies have seemingly begun to stabilize, prices are still up, and this is an anti-China strategy at play right here. Prices should be normalizing. However, the European Union has devised a unique plan to exacerbate China's energy and power crisis. It involves hijacking gas shipments en route to China and diverting them to European nations. Here's what the EU is doing. It is luring gas shipments on their way to China. Why are sellers whose shipments are about to reach China's ports ordering their ships to turn back and deliver gas to Europe instead? Because they will avail a rare price premium by selling gas to Europe. Such is the magnitude of this premium that many sellers are even paying canal charges of almost $400,000 for a second time. According to Bloomberg, natural gas cargoes are being diverted away from China to Europe as traders spend hundreds of thousands of dollars taking advantage of a rare price premium before it disappears. 13 liquefied natural gas carriers shipping supply mainly from the US and West Africa are rerouting to Europe instead of Asia, according to shipping data from PLR and Bloomberg. That's up from about 8 ships spotted a week earlier. The energy crunch in Europe has shot gas prices up, and most sellers want to milk profits out of this tremendous price rise while it lasts. Cargoes are turning away from China as factory activity has dropped before the Lunar New Year holidays and pollution curbs take effect ahead of the Winter Olympics. Essentially, owing to China's overall economic duress, energy demand is plummeting in the communist nation. Despite the fact that the winters are still aggravating, China does not seem to be in a mood to spend money on energy supplies, leading to a price drop in Asia. Eventually, diversion of China-bound energy shipments will lead to a shortfall in China, at which point prices of gas in the communist nation will skyrocket while its stock of natural gas will keep depleting. This seems to be Europe's strategy to inflict pain on China, hijack and choke. The European Union has pledged to become carbon neutral by 2050. But the road to accomplish this arduous task goes through the EU's energy policy. Fortunately for it, France has assumed the presidency of the European Union after 13 long years. For the next 6 months, France will shape the EU's energy, foreign and carbon emission policy from a commandeering position. In his New Year greetings, Macron had said 2022 will be a turning point for Europe. France views nuclear power as a source of clean energy. France's energy policy is realistic. It doesn't mandate its European allies to do away with the so-called non-green energy sources altogether. It takes into account the concerns of poorer EU nations who still rely on gas-powered electricity generators. French policymakers are facing resistance from the Germans on this issue. However, the latest draft proposal on the Union's energy policy predominantly addresses France's concerns, which generates 70% of its electricity through nuclear power sources. Moving forward, with France deciding EU's energy policy, China is set to suffer some big and painful losses. The European Union has come a long way, from playing second fiddle to Beijing to now hijacking gas supplies en route to China.